the end of this thing. But I have the privilege right now to bring Pauline Longdon up to the stage, and I'm not going to say a lot about her because when she comes up on stage, you're going to get her flow pretty quickly. But I'm going to tell you, from the very first boot camp that I was at, Pauline just stood out, and she is a ball of energy and inspiration. She travels over 30 hours to get here every year from Australia, and her words, she says it's worth it. And I just think she adds value just coming into the room, and I think you'll get what I'm saying. She's also a pretty funny gal. She gave her first comedy act this past year. So, I'll welcome where stuck up with me, Pauline. What are you doing? Pauline Longdon, everybody.
Every now and then. Just as I get my didgeridoo set up, and yes, I do have a didgeridoo here. I just need to do a quick mic check. Just got to tune this from American to Hollywood Australian. Process. That's good. Water. Fear. Now, that's Hollywood Australian, and now that I know that you can understand me, because as copywriters, we always need to be understood by our audiences. Otherwise, why give people? Why write? And the story I'm about to tell with you is a little bit raw and real. And I want you to get every word that I'm saying. So, on a gorgeous spring day back in 2005, a young army nurse drove out of the barracks for the very last time. She proudly served her country for the last 14 years and made it to the rank of major and had even been to war. But ever since she returned home, she'd been fighting a battle with PTSD and major depression. And she was losing that battle. The army had run out of patience and she'd run out of time to get better. Technology, anyway. So she was discharged and her dreams of being a colonel were killed. She'd been told that she'd never nurse again. She'd also been told that she'd have depression for the rest of her life. Her usually sharp brain had been so badly fried that she couldn't read or write, and she felt like a complete oxygen thief and a complete waste of breath. So she decided to do something about it. As she drove, she remembered there was a big, sturdy tree on the way home, and she figured that if she hit that tree hard enough, then everything would be over. So she drove until she finally found that tree, and it came into view. As she saw it, she pressed her foot hard down on the accelerator, the engine revved, the car picked up speed, she calmly aimed the car at the tree, closed her eyes, and took her last breath. Breathing. No one ever really thinks about breathing. Most of us think it's a natural and easy thing to do until we try to do it another way. I thought I knew how to breathe until I tried to play the didgeridoo, and I also thought I knew how to write until I tried copywriting. Turns out they're both a bit harder than I thought. There's a big difference between breathing and playing the didgeridoo, and there's even a bigger difference between writing and copywriting. The good news is that, like everything in life, they can be learned and they can be mastered. So here's 3 things that didgeridoo taught me about copywriting. Both of these skills have a lot of stories and misinformation around them, so don't listen to the myths and stories. I was told that females cannot play the didgeridoo, but that's incorrect. It was a myth spread by people because apparently the didgeridoo looks like a phallic symbol. I don't know about you, but whoever this was modelled off needs to see a doctor ASAP. The fact is that females have been playing this didgeridoo for eons. They call it something different, but it's the same instrument, the same technique. You blow one in, and sound comes out. Gender doesn't matter, you can play it. started to want to learn copywriting and I told people about that, I was told that females don't make good copywriters and to give up on my dreams and do something different, a little bit more appropriate for me. It's like, I don't know what is appropriate for me. But luckily I didn't listen, because look around this room right now and how many female and talented female copywriters are there in the room. And all we have to do is look at AWAI, Sandy Franks, Helen Buttery, all of those ladies that have helped me out so much in my career, and they seem to be doing all right. They're females as much as I know, but anyway. All of us, and men included, because I'm inclusive, we can do anything that we put our minds to. So don't let anyone else's limitations become your own. There's another story that you never ever want to listen to, and that is the story that you tell yourself. We've all had a past, some of us more than others, but we've all been through tough times, but luckily we are tougher. So don't let your past define you, confine you, or misalign you. You get to correct your course because it is not set in stone. And one great way that I know to stay on course is to have an unshakable why. Your unshakable why is exactly what will get you through the hard times. Now, I wanted to play the didgeridoo 10 years ago, but I let life get in the way. But when I was asked to do this member spotlight, I knew I wanted to play the didgeridoo. So that gave me a great big unshakable why that excited me, terrified me, but most of all, it inspired me. And that made me get lessons and practice my butt off, that's why it's a little smaller this year, and show up for you today. Because my why was unshakable, even recently when I had a severe chest infection, it didn't stop me. I kept practicing as much as I could. And it kind of turned out all right. Now, why is it though that some people who have whys don't even achieve their goals? Well, the reason for that is because their why is not strong enough. Your why needs to be unshakable, because when it's unshakable, you will not compromise on that being achieved. So you need to get yourself an unshakable why. And if anyone wants to know, I'm happy to share with you what my why is later on. It's a bit woo-woo out there, but I think you can handle it. I have unshakable whys in all aspects of my life, and copywriting is no different. My unshakable why is what gets me up every Saturday morning at 3 a.m, yes there is a 3 a.m, to be on epic long calls with my mentor, Paris Lampropoulos. And it is that same unshakable why that got me on those calls in the first place. I travelled halfway around the world just to meet him. It also gets me up in the middle of the night to be on AWAI's live courses with people like Pauline Longdon and other legends that are in different time zones and in different countries than me. There are no excuses. My unshakable why takes me out of my comfort zone all of the time. And when you have an unshakable why, it gets you through the hard times, and it will get you past the point where you really feel like giving up. And finally, this is no secret, the quality you put in determines the quality that you get out. So if you put bad quality in, you get low quality out. But if you put good quality in, you get high quality out. You need to be selective and only have high quality resources in your life. And you need to commit to being a master and stop dabbling. It's time to get serious. Not too serious, just serious about what you're doing. Dedicate yourself to being the best version of you, because that's all you're here to do, is to be you. Don't compare yourself to someone who's been doing it for years. Clayton Makepeace gave me some great advice recently that said, and it changed my life. He said, don't compare your first draft to my final draft. I know it's easy to look at the pros and think, hey, I'll never be as good as them. The truth is, they weren't even as good as they are now either. So just keep going. Success leaves clues, so here's how you can fast track yourself to be the best that you can be. You need to learn better. have better mentors, network, and connect better. And good news is, AWAI has got you covered for all of that. You need to be in the right place at the right time, and you nailed that by being here. And even the guys on the virtual, the virtual viewers, you actually showed up, although you couldn't be here physically, and they're going to play the music to get me off. So please remember that as the success rolls in, take time to just breathe it all in. As the woman took a final breath and braced herself for impact, a voice screamed in her head, "Stop the freaking car!" Jolted out of a trance, she steered the car away from the tree with only seconds to spare. Shaken and upset, she drove home, and when she got there, she curled up into a ball on the floor and cried herself to sleep in a puddle of tissues and tears. But what she didn't know in that terrible moment was, although she had given up on life, life had not given up on her. This young woman went on to become a businesswoman, a marketer, a copywriter. She's been trained by some of the best copywriters in the world, and she even won a spec challenge in her very first bootcamp in this exact same room. She's a student, a mentor, and well on her way to becoming a master. She's a best-selling author, popular podcaster, and in August of this year, she'll be the only female at a high-end copywriting event in Europe, sharing the stage with Drayton Bird, John Carlton, and a whole heap of other high-end copywriters. She's gone from being a woman who was unable to read and write with nothing to live for, to being a woman who's paid to read and write and has everything to live for. If she can rise from the ashes of her past, then surely you can too. Now, I know you might be wondering how I know so much about this woman. Well, ta-da, I am that woman. Thank you.